Welcome. Episode 140, 140 already of the running journey. This one is fun, really fun. Charlie and I are jacked and excited about, you wouldn't think, like just a little race here in Winnipeg, the WFPS Half Marathon. And we both had phenomenal days. And sometimes it's not about just, surgical precision in cutting up a race like the Chicago Marathon and pounding your way through pacing and nutrition and hydration plans. Sometimes it's just about going out and having a good time with buddies. And that's what this is all about. However, you will notice in this race that we both got geared in, locked in, as we were doing two separate things. For me, it was a pacing clinic with two of my buddies, Jamie and Ben, and it was just an absolute blast to do that. For my brother, it was trying to reach a target with his buddy Simo and Ardud. And the running community is awesome. This episode is so much fun. I'm so jacked. You will see the energy picking up as Charlie and I start talking about this race. So much fun. Thank you guys for tuning in. Episode 140 of the running journey. Lots of super exciting, fun stuff. One race is announced in this. Charlie announces his upcoming A race, and we talk a bit about what's coming down the pipeline. I can tell you guys, we're not putting the foot on the brake. The foot is on the gas, and we are locking in for another exciting season, I should say, of running. So stick around, guys. Episode 140 of the running journey. It's a good one. Episode 140 of the running journey. I'm Rob Tatro. My brother Charlie is here. Charlie, good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you. How's it going?
104. I'm good. I'm really good, man. I'm excited about. I had my call with Patrick. You probably had your call with Patrick.
I did last Wednesday. Yeah.
Did we talk about that already? I forget.
Don't think so. Nope.
We had the WFPS on the weekend.
Yeah.
We have a guest coming next week. Jess Dracul is going to be on the episode next week. That's going to be good. A lot of buzz around Chicago, stats-wise and online. And I have to give Todd Friesen a shout out. Todd, he's such a beauty, cracking the code on splits, negative splits, positive splits by age, by demographic. Good for you, Todd. That's awesome data. But like WFPS was just a blast. How come my background is like that? Let's change that. Don't know how to change it. I'll let someone else figure that out. You asked me how I'm feeling. I'm feeling great. I'm excited because I had my call with Patrick and it's lining up for the year. You had that call with Patrick. How did it line up? We'll get to the WFPS race, which was the most funnest days of my life. I had such a good time at that race, Charlie, and I know you had a good time.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it was fun.
It was arguably, well, not arguably. I think I told you this. It was like the race itself was more fun than Chicago for me.
Yeah. I was going to ask you that at some point. But there's a couple things here you mentioned. So what do we want to start with?
Start with you and your call with Patrick and your season as it's lining up. Because right now, let's talk about what you got coming up. The call with Patrick. Let's start with that.
Okay. Yeah. So last Wednesday we had a call. I put a couple things in the old Training Peaks calendar.
I didn't know you could even do that. So you just enter stuff in the calendar?
Yeah.
Didn't even know you could do that.
Yeah. So I put my December marathon.
Okay.
In the calendar.
Okay.
So marathon project, December 20th. And then I think, I'm just going to open it up. I think there's the Frozen Falcon, which...
Wait, no, like pause, drum roll announcement. I think it's pretty cool that you're announcing that you're doing the marathon project. Carolyn Coffin was not happy that you didn't use the discount code that she had.
Yeah.
What is the marathon project, real quick, for those who don't know?
It's this kind of DIP premium marathon experience that you pay. It's in Phoenix. And a couple special things. It's like meant for a PR, so it's super flat course. It's loops, so you're able to do things that you wouldn't normally in a race, like have bottles prepped that they will give you, one for each loop and things like that. So yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun.
It's a VIP marathon experience.
Yeah. Yeah. So
And Carolyn always says like, it's a little more expensive, but in the grand scheme of things, the flights are cheaper, the hotels are cheaper because there's not a million runners, right? So the direct flight, I think, right, to Phoenix, probably cheap.
Direct flight to Phoenix. Phoenix hotels are not as expensive as Boston, New York, Chicago, or whatever.
Yeah. But you're paying double or triple for the race, but that's a bit of a detail. How much is it? $400?
$500 US.
$500 US. Half an Ironman.
Yeah.
Not quite.
But I mean, yeah, I don't know. I think it's ends up being the same or even less, probably, with all the other savings. I'd say it's definitely less expensive than Boston.
Yeah. Well, Boston. Yeah. And New York is very expensive. New York's not cheap.
Yeah. And New York
staying in
too,
New York
for
is
sure.
absurd. So that is third week of December?
December 20th on a Saturday.
So like 8-ish weeks from now, give or take.
Yeah.
8 and a bit.
So we briefly discussed it. Sorry, so I'll start with the things that are on my calendar. So then there's the Frozen Falcon that's like 2 weeks after.
Frozen Falcon is the Manitoba race in Falcon Lake. It's a looped course. You're doing like 5-kilometer loops, and there's 60 runners, and it's 8 hours.
Yeah, exactly. And so that's going to be super fun. Hopefully I can, January 11th, hopefully I can do better than last time, not go into it injured. And then the other one that I'm super excited about is April 24th, the BC Backyard Ultra.
Is that what it's called? BC Backyard Ultra? That's a great name.
Yeah, BC Backyard Ultra. So I think you've also signed up for that one. So that's the calendar. We talked, so Patrick and I just talked about kind of how I was feeling after Chicago, things like that. I said I feel fresh, like kind of just want to run a lot of miles, whatever. We did briefly talk about the WFPS, and I took a very liberal interpretation of, he told me I could kind of do whatever I want for that race. So so then that was the call. Yeah.
Very liberal interpretation. Okay, so the calendar is filling up for you in the next while. So a race is this marathon. Then you're going to focus and train hard for BC Backyard Ultra. Are you going to do anything in between that? Because that's a bit of that's like 4 months. We're just going to do a lot of miles.
I'm going to focus on that and also triathlon training at the same time.
Oh, you're going to
get ready for triathlon season.
Ready for that. You're going to be so ready. I'm a
little jealous. What's
okay? So I had my same call. Let's talk calendar. So I have talked about this, but I have Tokyo. That is kind of my A race in the first week of March. I believe it's March 2nd. I have the BC Backyard Ultra on April 24th. That is my A1, A1A, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Those two are my key races. I traveled to New York with a group of running buddies for the New York AIDS World Marathon in December. And I kind of wanted to, Phil is trying to go sub 3 there. And I kind of wanted to see if I could run with Phil. That'd be so fun. I know sub 3 is very, very hard, but I don't know, for some reason I feel like I can do it pretty easy at that course. If I don't get injured, if I don't get injured from now till then, I think I'd be ready, obviously. But Patrick said not a good idea. So I'm not doing a max effort there. I'm going to probably run with another buddy like Marty or someone else. Marty probably wants to do 345, I think. Well, he just did a 148. So what does that mean?
345 would be a stretch.
Would be a stretch? 12 minutes, 24. Anyways, around there. So I got the
training goes really well, and
I think he's close to there. I think he's close to ready.
He's close. Yeah, he's close. Sorry, Marty, you can do it for sure.
Charlie doubts Marty.
No, definitely. I think you just need to get a bit faster.
So I'm running there, but I don't know where. And then I told him, I said, I'm not going to be able to do like an 18-week build for Tokyo. I need some races in between there. And he suggested a half marathon in early January when my family travels down south. I'll find a race like the Cancun Marathon or the Mazatlan Marathon, wherever the heck I'm going to end up going. Probably not in the US. I don't know where I'm going, but wherever we end up going, it'll be one of those, babe, you're not going to believe this. There's a half marathon. No, I'm just going to be transparent this time. I'm just going to tell her I'm picking this weekend, this day, because this half marathon looks good too. So half marathon there, full marathon in Tokyo, full backyard. By the way, speaking of full backyard, it's happening right now. Biggs. I don't even know have you been following it? I know Phil Gore is like still in.
Well, yeah, it's only started. It hasn't been 5 days. Of course,
I think it's been 4 days.
Yeah, I'm kidding. I don't know what the numbers are.
I think they're 80 hours. They're 80 hours in. So I'll find out how many are left here in a sec. But yeah, that's happening right now. So Phil Gore's still in. It looks good. I saw some controversy. I've been checking it out on the YouTube channel. They need to figure out a better way to show this live. It's like you just see a trail cam and like there's no runners passing, there's no play-by-play, I'd have like an announcer all the time if we were in charge.
Yeah, you almost need like featured groups type of thing, like golf does it.
And you would just follow that group. I saw that they have like what do you call it? A drone that follows the leaders from time to time. I saw that. But it looks like where does it say how many runners left? They're on lap 81. 10 minutes into lap 81. Anyways.
A lot of laps.
So another 2-3 days. There's 17 runners still going. 17 runners still going. Oh my God. That's a lot. They're getting so good. So 81 hours is now, they're in the 4th day.
Wow.
Oh, here's a trail cam showing some runner. I believe that is Phil Gore. Speaking of the devil, that's him. Okay. So, this guy's got the crooked walk. Dude, you need to pull out. This is crazy. He's running like the guy at 777. Remember that guy?
Yeah.
Felt so bad for him. Had a spine issue or something. Okay, so let's talk about WFPS now that we know what's in our calendar. So you got the green light from Patrick, but you didn't really get the green light from Patrick.
Well, so I asked him, should I do an easy run or should I do a training run? And he said, yeah, you can do like a training run with a fast finish.
So you did a 13-mile fast finish?
Well, I did I'd say it was more like an 11-mile fast finish.
First 2 miles training, then fast finish for 11.
Yeah. So anyways.
So wait, before you get into this race, you ran last week was the Chicago Marathon recap, which was, I still can't get over how fun that weekend was. It was just absolutely so fun. But you ran a 3:29 max effort a week ago.
Yeah, I'm getting a bit of dissonance on what happened there.
Dissonance.
Was it really a max effort if I could run? Anyways, we'll go into the half after. Like the fat, I guess, I don't know how to not work. So I ran my half way faster than I would.
Yeah, well, that's kind of what I was getting at. But yeah. I think it's possible, Charlie, that you're recovering from your crash.
Yeah, I don't know. So my training. Yeah. So when I had my call with Pat, so there's kind of a timeline for the week here. So
okay, let's get into it.
So I got the note from Patrick, no running this week, and I was like, "What?"
That was the Monday when you came back from Chicago.
Yeah. So then I started
got the same note. I was so pissed off.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, so what? Decided looking at doing calculations based on like my 1K time trial, my half marathon. I parameterized it and I said, okay, so that means my half marathon time should be about 1:39. I'm like, okay, I think I can go a little faster, 1:38. So beginning of the week, I was thinking 1:38. And then, I mean, for some reason, I felt really fresh and my HRV numbers were like through the roof all week. And then we had the call with Patrick. And I was like, Patrick asked me my goals for the marathon project. And I said, you know what, I'd be super happy. Like, I know it's a stretch, but like under 3:10. And he's like, you know what? I think he was like, maybe you could I think you can do that easy, basically. He was like, that's what he was
I
saying.
thought he said like maybe sub 3.
Well, he asked me and he said, what do you think your goals are? Sub 3 or whatever? And I said, no, I think like stretch 310. And he's like, I think you can do that easy, right? So
Was that based on your Chicago results that you thought it would be a
mine or
stretch to get
Patrick's?
you?
It was based on my Chicago results and kind of anticipating that I knew I was really kind of on an up slope of improvement. Like I was
No, wait
improving.
though. I mean, why? I think 310 is a conservative estimate for you. I think you're a 3-hour runner. You have been for several years now.
I know, but like the last run I ran was an all-out effort at 329, right? So
That's what I mean. Is that because of Chicago that you were conservative in your
yeah, goal? Well, I don't think at the time it didn't seem conservative to me. So maybe I was wrong.
Okay, but so wait, sorry. I know I just want to hammer this point. Do you think that fitness is gone completely? Because when you ran a 301 or something, what was that? 302?
That was in April. Like I don't think I've been that fit. Sorry, in April I ran a 311.
311, but
the best run I had this year was my 5K at 39:15, and I don't think I've been in that shape.
10K.
The last time I was in anywhere near 3-hour shape was probably Sacramento.
Didn't you? What was your last 302 or 303 or 301?
2024 Boston.
A year and a bit ago. Okay, but do you think that fitness is just gone, or you think you don't have time to get it back? You know you can get back to that.
No. There's a lot of, I'm getting older. There's a lot of uncertainty about, like, I think it's possible. I think the other way is also the higher. There's a lot of range there. I asked Todd, and he didn't seem to believe in me too much. So I wasn't sure. Yeah. Anyways.
So let me say this before you get to your story. Let me say that I was one of the believers.
Yeah.
I was telling you, sub 3, let's go. You can do this. You can just get right back to it. As soon as you start training for a marathon, as soon as you focus on a marathon build, you're going to see you're fast. You're going to see because you've done so much time where you've been doing Ironman training and this and that, and not really a marathon focus. I know we did one in April, but it didn't go it didn't go perfectly, right? You had.
Well,
right?
It was after 777, and I don't think I ever recovered. So
exactly. So I was a believer before you get to your
yeah. So then the next day I get a text from Simo. He's like, "Hey, are we PRing this race this weekend or whatever?" So I was like, "Oh, okay, maybe. I don't know. We'll try."
But to be fair, you were talking about that in the RV on the way back.
Yeah, but it wasn't serious. So
that was runner drunk talk. That was runner drunk talk.
Runner drunk talk. Yes. So Thursday, I get the text from Simo. I don't know if I texted him or he texted me. I don't really remember. But we were texting and we talked about. He told me his half marathon PR was 1:34:09. So I said, okay, we'll do 1:34. And really, like, when I think about it, like, it didn't really make sense to think that was even possible.
Because you were just thinking 1:38.
Well, yeah, and the numbers, like, if you do the formulas, like, it just really, I had no business thinking I could do a 1:34, but for some reason, I also kind of just felt that it was possible. So I don't know how to explain that, but
that's how you explain it. You felt it was possible. You trusted your instinct.
But you know what my week of training was up to that point?
0
Not
miles.
one run, just walking.
So but on Saturday, I'm getting ahead of the story.
So the 1:34, we set a whole training pacing plan, everything for the 1:34. Me and Simo, and we're like, okay, that's what we're doing. Let's go. And then Saturday we had a run club, and like,
you look unreal there.
I start running, and it's like, oh man, this is what it feels like to have fresh legs. And then at the end of the run, I do like maybe a half kilometer, like stride, I guess is what I would call it.
More than a fast finish, like a stride.
Yeah, like it was just a half kilometer, and I was trying to do, because we had planned race pace was going to be 7:10. I was trying to do race pace, and I kept running faster than like I was doing. I ended up doing a 6:35 pace, and so I guess all of a sudden the legs felt fresh. And then I started thinking, secretly, I started thinking, I may have like even better than 134, like 131, 130, whatever. But
Was
yeah,
that, were you running with Gord there?
yeah, Gordon and I did a quick.
Was he following you? He was just
Yeah,
following
he
you at
was
that pace?
following me. He's breathing quite a bit harder than me, though.
But Gord's got wheels. Gord's
Yeah,
got wheels.
but Gord had the wheels. But so I was like, the thing is, I was not breathing hard at that pace. So it's like, oh man, I guess it's all coming back. Like, it's not exactly where it was, but it's getting there, you know. And then we do the warm up on Sunday. I think I want to do your race recap. So anyway, so then we do the warm up on Sunday, and then that warm up I'm feeling super fast still, like so I plow my way to the start line, whatever. And yeah, I don't know. Anyways, do you want me to keep going, or do you
Yeah,
want to do
I think your
your
story's,
recap?
I think your story's pretty cool, man.
Yeah. So,
it's a good
so then
story.
I get to the start line, and I'm still supposed to be pacing Simo, but in my head I'm like
134 is the goal.
yeah, in my head I'm like, oh man, I think I could maybe go faster. So I was like, well, I'll play it by ear. So mile 1, Simo's telling me to slow down the entire mile. And I'm like, no, we're only like 5 seconds ahead. So when I did my math, mile 1 was about I actually wrote these all down. I calculated. Mile 1 was 7:14, which was about 6 seconds faster than what we had planned. Mile 2 was 7:05, which was like another 7 seconds faster than what we had planned. And it felt super easy. I had a conversation. Actually, I missed mile 1, so I'm estimating those numbers because I missed mile 1. I missed it because I was having a conversation with Carolyn Coffin and a little bit with Johnny Coffin. That's why I missed it.
Shout out. Carolyn had a age-adjusted PB. Congrats, Carolyn. Perfect race she ran.
Yeah. So I was like, I think. Anyways, I still wanted to pace Simo at that point. And then, but those first 2 miles were against the wind, right? And it felt super easy. Then mile 3.
Wait, are you still with Simo?
Yeah, Simo's still following. Mile 1 and 2, Simo. But mile 3, we turn the corner on Portage, and it's downwind, becomes downwind a little bit. And I feel really bad about this, but like I had a hard time. I had a hard time maintaining the pace we had agreed to because it just felt. It was one of those races that I was talking about last week where the hardest thing is not to go too fast.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't. Like I was like,
I got to ask you this too. So you've run a lot of marathons, but like you also know that a half is not a marathon. So you also know like I can be going harder right now. You're probably thinking it like this isn't hard enough. You probably knew that deep down.
Mile 1 and 2, yeah, I knew it for sure. I was like, I knew I could go faster mile 1 and 2, but then mile 3 I did a 6:52. And then mile 4 was a 6:47. And then this is where I started thinking, you know what? Like maybe I should give myself a chance for sub 130. And that's kind of where I left Simo. We didn't talk or anything because I was just like, I don't know. And I feel really bad that I left Simo, but he was in good hands with Arduds and Carolyn and
Riley Dudar. Shout out PB, I think.
Yeah. So I don't know. Mile 4, I was like, all of a sudden I started thinking, if I just keep doing 650s for a while here, I'll have a chance for sub 130. So that was the plan for a bit. But then, yeah, so mile 5. And then should we talk about the short course right away or?
Yeah, you can address it, and we'll have to shout out Todd Friesen. I mean, man, Todd Friesen's getting a lot of shout outs.
Yeah. So Todd Friesen figured it out. He figured it out that why it was a short course, but it was definitely a short course.
We're not trying to chirp WFPS here. We love WFPS, but we are journalists here, and we're just trying to do our job and report on what everyone noticed. We're not the only ones who noticed it was a short course.
So mile 6, it took me 6:06 to do mile 6. It's not because I ran that fast. It's just because the mile was
Could
short.
you run that fast?
I could. I think
It's
I
a
could.
joke. It's a joke. It's a joke because you said you couldn't run a 6-minute mile the other day.
Well, 6:06 mile. I could maybe.
Okay. So what happened was Todd looked at the map from last year and he looked at the maps from this year. He went on Strava and looked at like mine and yours or whoever, a bunch of people's maps. And he noticed that during the 6th mile, right at the park before, what's the street name? I should pull up the street name. Do you know the street name?
No, I don't remember.
They go all the way to, they go to
you
the
go
park.
south of Portage. You go south of Portage, and then last year, what happened is you went a little further east, and then you kind of go back west. But this year it was just, and then back north. So this year there wasn't that out and back. Basically, there was just the straight up.
So I have it here. So last year in the Bruce Park area, you go south on Ferry Road, you go on Assiniboine, and then you go all the way to the last road at the end. But this year, they sent us up on Winston instead of this. So it ends up being 80 meters twice, 80 meters there, 80 meters back. So Todd found out that the course was short by 1.16 kilometers because of this exact spot on the course.
Yeah.
And nobody seems to adjusted the start line or the finish line.
Yeah, no clue what happened there because on the participant guide, that's what is showing on the map as well. So
what's your hunch there that they probably meant to adjust the start or the finish?
Someone told me there was supposed to be a different start line this year.
I also heard that.
But it looked to me like the start line was exactly where it's always been.
And the finish was the exact same for sure. There's no debate.
Yeah, the finish was the exact same. So my guess is the line probably should have been 160 meters back.
I'm guessing they didn't get permission to go to that little park or something.
Yeah.
And maybe for whatever reason, they chose to cut that out. Or no, because that's what showed up on the map. So that was for sure what they wanted to do. They wanted to cut that out. But that means they had to back the course up 160 meters for the start. They could have. There's so much space there. They could have done it, but they didn't.
Yeah, that's what I'm guessing.
That's a guess. We don't know. But either way, we love WFPS. It's a short
still
course.
The best race. Like it's so well organized. It's really an amazing race. And who cares about 160 meters? Let's go.
PR. Hey, says the guy who organized the CMB Canada Half Marathon.
Yeah,
that was 160 meters.
It's already PR Central. It doesn't need to be short. But anyways, yeah.
So WFPS. So everyone who ran this weekend, I didn't get to 21.1. I got to 21.05 or 6 or something. You got to 21.0.
21.03 or something.
Or 3. Yeah. I don't think most people did not get to 21.1. And some people were adding miles after the finish line trying to get their extra kilometers. But unfortunately, it was a short course. Keep going, Charlie. I didn't mean to interrupt. So mile 6 was short.
No. So mile 6 was short. And then I was like, okay, well, that's probably just that mile marker. They'll probably readjust somewhere. So in my head, I knew there's an extra 0.1 mile I had to do somewhere, but I wasn't sure where.
You weren't banking that it was going to be short.
So again, I missed mile 7 hitting the button, but I'm guessing it was about a 6:56. And that's when I started realizing maybe I just wasn't quite at the 130 level yet. Because it felt like all of a sudden and I know there's some slopes there, 7 and 8, that slightly uphill maybe for some sections, but it just felt like the same pace I was running before felt like 10 seconds hard. Sorry. I had to go 10 seconds slower to feel like it was the same effort. So I was slowing down for some reason there, 7, 8, and then 9, you turn against the wind. And again, just feels harder because that into Wellington Crescent just felt harder. So at this point, I was like not really thinking about my time. I was just thinking about trying to not positive too much. And
you kind of that 130 was gone.
I thought it was. Had I known that the course would have been short, I thought I had to pay back that 0.1 at some point, right?
Yeah,
I think maybe I would have thought
you kept thinking I owe a minute to this course here somewhere.
Yeah, I owe 45 seconds here somewhere. Yeah. So anyways, so miles 9, 10, and 12, I'm really happy. I kind of did the McMillan running kind of strategy where I just said, like, this is where I have to try a little bit harder. It's going to be hard, but I have to try a little bit harder till you get to close to the end, till you start being able to sniff the end, you know?
What's the McMillan strategy? I don't know that. Explain it.
Well, I haven't looked at the video in a while, but what I remember is that, like, in the third kind of quarter of the race, that's when it becomes, that's when you have to really kind of push the effort up a little bit, right? That's when you have to not slow down till you get, and it's really more like the third quarter. It's more like just you till you get to the sniff of the finish line. Even though it feels really hard, you're able to go harder. It just, you, a lot of times you'll, because you're scared of not making it till the end, you kind of conserve a little bit, but just hold on to that pace till you get close enough to the finish line that you then kind of get that second wind, right? So I really thought that, like, miles 9, 10, 11, 12, the effort increased. And if you look at, like, if I look at, like, my Garmin data, I don't know how they get these numbers, but the power numbers were about 20 higher in the second half.
Same speed, but 20 higher.
Slightly slower, but
Slightly slower.
20 higher because of the wind. And then mile
There
12.
there were a couple hills there too. At least 2 hills.
Yeah. It was a couple hills, yeah, but I think it was mostly the wind. Then mile 12, I kind of started feeling the finish line there, sped up a little bit to 6:55. But anyways, yeah, all those miles against the wind were slightly slower, like 7:05. But I was just holding on, and then I at mile 9 or 10, around 9.5, 10, I heard someone, like, come up to me and, like, was right behind me. I was windbreaking for him, and it turns out it was our duds, Riley.
Riley Dudar.
So I had left him early. He caught up to me, and he had followed me from, like, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then at, like, on mile 13, I turned, he like went right up against me, and I turned, and he said, you ready to go? It was like he was just jogging, you know?
He was out for his own 2 run.
Yeah. I'm like,
this
is about all I got. This is about all I got. I'll try to keep this pace. You can go ahead if you want. So he just kind of blew by me and finished really strong. But I was wrong, because I actually did have a bit more, because the last quarter mile ended up doing like a 6:20 pace or something. So
what did Simo do?
And Simo did a PB, like 132 something.
Yeah.
So I guess
134. He was right behind you.
Yeah. So he wasn't very far. He was just like 2 minutes behind me. So he did really well too. I saw his splits. His splits were, like, probably had a slight negative and pretty much dead even. For me, I was about, I don't know the exact number because it's hard to tell because it's a short course, but I would say I was about 15 seconds positive, which is not bad considering. Yeah.
Did you count the cheater short course, or you're going, like, by distance, real distance?
I tried to estimate what the real distance was halfway and where I was, and that's why it's hard to say exactly, but I'd say it was between 10 and 20 seconds. So I think that's accurate enough. Positive.
It's kind of enough that this race is cheater race because of the weather, right? Cheater race. Yeah. We're already wearing cheater shoes, and then we get the cheater course distance. It's a day for PRs for sure.
Yeah.
The absolute best possible weather you could. I can't think. Could you get better weather? What would you have taken? Would you have moved the dial one way or another if you could have, the temperature dial? Maybe a tad less wind. There was almost no wind.
Yeah, less wind, I guess, maybe. if we're asking for perfect weather, but yeah.
Temperature was ideal, right?
Well, I'm not 100% sure what the ideal, like, I still don't know what that is. I just know it wasn't too hot.
Yeah.
Definitely wasn't too hot.
Yeah, it was great. And then we stuck around. We saw, we got to give a shout out to our parents. So we got to tell the story of our parents. Both my mom and my dad, and then I'll talk about my race, but both my mom and my dad signed up for my dad, it wasn't his first, because my dad used to run marathons way back in the day, but hasn't in, what did he say, 26 years? He's not run anything of any kind, I think. He did run with Rob with me, half marathon in Brandon. but like a real race, it's been a while. My mom did run with Rob PEI with me earlier this year. So that was kind of a first half, but they both signed up for this. They both trained. They both were so dialed in. My mom is 70 years old and on a new hip.
Yeah.
And she did a 2:35. Time's irrelevant, but I think she did a 2:35. Is that right?
Yeah, around there, 2:35.
2:35. And she just plowed through. She did a negative. She like was great mental sharpness throughout the run. She finished with a strong kick. She looked strong as hell. She's 70. Like her mom is 70. And my sister sent me a text. She put it in ChatGPT that, hey, my mom is 70. She just got a new hip. You know, should she try to do a 2:35 marathon, a half marathon? And ChatGPT told her that was crazy and you should not encourage your mother to do that. And it was just funny to see. Like on Sunday, Tanya, our sister.
Oh, after she did it.
Yeah.
2:35:22.
So shout out to my mom. That's unbelievable. And my dad, 73 years old. I guess, should we not tell everyone how old their parents are? It's fine, right? Too late. I've said it.
Whatever. It's not like 11 people are gonna. No, I'm kidding.
The 11 people that listen to this podcast are gonna know. But Claude had a day. Claude also, I think, did a negative or followed his race plan pretty accurately. Do you have his time there? Right around the same time.
Yeah, 2:42:18. The Sportsnet results are not accurate in terms of pace and negatives because the first 10K was actually 9.8K. So.
But I think on his Strava, it was a great race pace, and they were like, my dad did so well. He's also a cancer survivor. He's stage 4 cancer, and he's defying all the prognostications about him and beating all odds. He's healthy. He's started a weight training program with my sister. He's ready. We went for dinner on Sunday night just because our parents and us like talking about running. So we went for dinner, and it was my daughter's birthday. Shout out to my daughter's birthday today. She doesn't listen to this, but regardless, happy birthday, Ariel. I love you. It was like a running dinner, and it was so awesome to see them, how excited they were talking about their races, and my dad talking about Boston Marathon. Like, if I want to qualify for Boston, what do I need to? That's great. What does he need to do for Boston? Do you know the time?
Around 4:30.
Does it change at 75? Does he get more time at 75? Maybe.
Yeah, it changes. I think 4:30 right now.
Yeah. And then my mom would be 5 hours, right?
She's 4:50 right now, but yeah.
I thought it was a half hour more all the way up, no?
Yeah, so it's probably way more once she's 75.
Yeah, so either way, they're like thinking that maybe it's possible, and it's so great to see that. And man, good for them. Just want to give them a shout out. They had a day. They had a crazy, and this was their A race. Like, they've been working towards this for a very long time.
Yeah, so for Claude, it's 4:20 right now.
Okay, and for mom, it's 4:50 right now.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but they gained 10 minutes in. Claude's gaining 10 minutes in.
They gained 15 minutes.
15 minutes.
Yeah.
So Claude will be a 75. Like 4:35 is a much better chance.
Yeah,
and I actually
are not easy.
I spoke to Patrick, and he says he does not discriminate against athletes. He loves coaching all levels of athletes.
Oh yeah, I didn't know.
No, I know. I didn't know either. But so maybe that'll happen. I'm airing everyone's secrets now. Sorry, Charlie. Sorry, Claude, if you're disappointed that I'm talking about your goals. It's by default, you're my dad, so I get to talk about you on the show here. So congrats to them for doing that. I was talking to Tanya today, my sister, and she was like, I had FOMO. I had major FOMO today because I didn't go running with you guys. You guys got to let me know when you're running races. I'm like, Tanya, we run races every weekend for the entire year. We're running one
every weekend, but it happens a lot.
But she was like, yeah, but all 4 of you ran. I was like, you're right. That doesn't. So there's only 5 of us in our family, and my sister can run. And she was like, I should have run it with you guys. It should have been a family. I was like, yeah, sorry. We should have let you know. Sorry, Tanya.
Yeah, sorry. Should have gotten the memo.
Yeah, but I told her that she still needs to qualify for Boston. Her first marathon's got to be a qualify for Boston. You're shaking your head. Not possible.
No, why hasn't she done it
Yeah,
yet?
she doesn't want to, I guess.
Yeah,
It doesn't drive her like it does us. She's not a degenerate.
yeah, yeah.
I got a call. I got a call from. So I had my call with Patrick, or we exchanged text about Sunday, and he was preferring that I didn't go max effort because I was coming off of overtraining, and he's like, just like chill for 2 seconds. Like, you just ran Chicago. Can't you like pay someone? So I was like, all right. By the way, I'm paraphrasing. He didn't say that. He was like, Rob, I will, if you do this, here's what'll happen. And so I chose to not run a max effort on Sunday, but I definitely wanted to pace someone, because the last times I paced someone, it's been so fun. So I knew that Jamie wanted, so Jamie and I exchanged messages on Saturday. Jamie Burgoyne, one of George's buddy, our old buddy. We talked about this guy around the Manitoba Marathon. I'm not sure if you recall this guy, but he's a relatively recent runner in the last year or two, I'll say. His father passed away right before the Manitoba Marathon. It was a very, very tough emotional day for him, because I think his dad died the week of the marathon or something like that. And he was running his first ever, was it a half or a full? I think he did a half at Manitoba Marathon.
Yeah.
And he did a 1:58, I think, at the Manitoba. And that was his I think that was his first half marathon ever. And we were texting messages back and forth on Friday night. He was asking me, like, he's like, oh, I think I'm just going to eat eggs tomorrow morning. Oh, no, he wasn't even going to eat. And I was like, no, you got to eat. You got to eat tomorrow morning. He's like, oh, I'll just have eggs. I'm like, don't eat eggs, dude. Eat carbs, like eat bread. And I just thought, like, we were texting back and forth the whole night. And I thought, like, this guy is a smart guy, and he's very knowledgeable. And like, I thought, man, there's a lot of stuff about running that we've learned over the years, and that some people don't know, unfortunately. So I was just chatting with him, and then I was like, what are your goals tomorrow? He's like, 1:57 and change. I want to beat my 1:58 time. I said, you know what? I'll pace you. I'll run with you. So I made my mind that I would pace Jamie Burgoyne. And he's like, oh yeah, wow. He was so pumped. He was so excited. And that drove me to, so we made a plan for a bit of an outline of our plan, and a plan for the night before, and a plan for nutrition, and a plan for hydration, and what he was going to do. And we kind of massaged through that. And then I got a text from Ben Kage the night before, the morning of, asking me what he should wear temperature wise. So I told him, well, if you're going max effort, I think pinny's fine, singlet's fine. And as long as you go hard enough, you won't be cold. The old Charlie Tatro, just go hard enough, you won't be cold. So then I'm messaging him. He's like, hey, awesome. I was like, what do you want to do today? He's like, I want to do sub 2. I've never done a sub 2. I've never done a half. I don't think he's ever done a half officially. So, or he's done one, but it's never been sub 2. So he's like, I want to do a sub 2. I was like, okay, well, look for me at the start. And sure enough, he found me. And so, like, we're in the corral and we're chatting, and he's like, okay, can I run? I was like, do you want to run with us? Yeah. So those two guys were both hoping to break 2 hours. And I told Ben, I said, well, like, he's got a stretch goal of like 1:57. Like, so, I don't know, is that too fast for you? My A1 goal is to pace Jamie. If you want to follow us, like, I don't want to ruin your race day. And he's like, no, I'll follow as long as I can, and I'll be along for the ride. It was the absolute funnest time I've had pacing Charlie. It was so fun. Just even running. I don't know why I loved it so much. Maybe it's because I felt like a goal. I felt like I was invested in these guys. I was more invested, and I felt like,
well, it's not like it, like you. So, like, if you compare it to Chicago, that's just hard work, right? You're just trying to get so this is like, you've got a job to do, and it's not hard work. It's just, I don't know. I could see, I don't know, when I did it for Wolves. Wolves. Yeah, I think it's kind of a different thing. Yeah, it's fun for sure.
But I mean, I did a lot of them. I did a lot of them during my run with Rob's, because everyone wanted to break 2 hours, right? And it was just me and that person, and we were trying, and we're talking about the pace, and I forgot how fun it was. But this one was very fun, and I'm just getting emotional thinking about Jamie and thinking about the progress he's made. And I told him, we're gonna do a slow start, like, and they were like, well, like, how slow? Like, and I was like, just don't worry, like, just don't worry. But the cool thing is they just trusted me. They were like, they're not even looking at their watches. They were just totally, I'm just trying to find that.
They weren't like asking you, hey, we're 20 seconds behind here. Or
no, they were so in without looking at their watches, and just, Ben wasn't even looking at his heart rate. He's like, I don't want to see my heart rate. I just want to. So first mile, came in at 9:18. So we have to do 9:07s, I think, for sub 2, and like 8:56.
Well, with the tax, right? 907, probably.
Is that what it is?
Well, I think it's like 910 is
Sorry, with the
909.
tax.
So with the tax, it's like 907. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's 909. You got it. So
and explain what the tax is again.
The tax is the expectation that the course will be 1% long. Historically, courses are 0.5% to 1% long, just because of 8 stations and tangents and whatever. So I always measure courses knowing that it's going to be 21.25, something like that, 21.3, just a 1% tax. The course will be longer, so you have to run that extra mileage in the same amount of time.
And did you get that term from Todd Friesen, or did it come from someone else?
Might have.
I know he mentioned it when we were in Chicago.
I think I read it on, maybe I read it on a blog or something. I don't know. I definitely don't do much running reading, but so 9:18 the first mile, and everyone was passing us. We were just
same pace as my Chicago first mile.
Yeah, just everyone's going right by us. We're in no hurry, and those guys are trusting the process. And then I said, like, we're gonna be slow, then like kind of a 9:02. And we're still going to be slow, but like those guys, they felt good, and we're conversing and we're chatting. And I deep down, George had told me, shout out to my cousin George, he says, I think Jamie's going to have a day, man. I've been looking at his workouts. He's been training so hard. I think he's definitely got sub 2, and I think he can have a day. So I had that in the back of my mind that he was in maybe much better shape than sub 2. And I didn't want to, it's hard. I'm not even running. So imagine how hard it is to pace how someone's effort level is. But I just kept chatting every single mile. My role was the same. How are you guys feeling? I'm thinking we're going to do this mile. What do you guys think about that? How heavy, how hard does that seem? And they were always like, sounds good. It was always the same thing. Just sounds good. So I started saying like, okay, we're going to start trimming. We're going to aim for 9s for a bit. So we're kind of aiming for 9-minute miles for a bit. I didn't want to lose the potential for PR, but I know you, and I know we've talked about this enough. I knew that we could make it up on the back, but in the back of my mind, as much as I've done this so many times, I was like, oh shit, I am leaving a lot of seconds on the clock here by being this conservative, even though I shouldn't have been saying that. Anyways, so 9s, kept doing 9s, 8:58s, 8:57s, 8:58s. And then we got to the short mile, and I was like, what is going on here? Like I lost it, and I was like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? And I didn't really know how to handle it, but we got to that what I thought was the halfway point. And
so you noticed the short mile right away too?
Oh yeah, I know it right away. Well, the way I noticed it is I asked someone, hey, because it was like 0.98 on my thing, and I was 0.98, and I was watching for it, 97, 98, 99. I didn't see it.
Missed it.
And then the guy goes,
you didn't even see mile 6.
I'm like, did you guys see the mile? I was like, yeah, it was way back there. Someone said. I was like, way back there. So I stopped it right at that mile. And then the next mile came at like 0.9. So on my watch, it's a further mile that is short.
Yeah. Because
I didn't adjust that.
Because you missed it, and then you pressed it late. And then,
so on my watch, it's like mile 7 or 8 that's off.
So I missed mile 7 because I was like, in my head, I was expecting that it'd be like corrected on the very next mile. So I started looking at 1.1, and nope. So I missed it completely. The 7, I missed 7.
So we get to the halfway point. I'm like, guys, I think that's halfway point. We're at 59 minutes. We have a shot at 157. It's very, very real. It's very possible. But like Jamie kept saying, I feel strong. I feel really strong. Kept saying, I feel strong.
Man, that's crazy. How many people run a negative in like one of their first half? It's not common. That's not common.
You're stealing my punchline, but yes, we ran a crazy negative with these guys. Ben was like, shout out to Ben. He ran a crazy race, but he pushed hard the whole way. He was breathing.
Was he breathing hard? You could hear him breathe.
Yeah, and I hope he doesn't take offense to this. Like the guy worked hard. Like he worked so hard, whereby Jamie was like, I feel pretty good still. He kept saying, I feel pretty good still. So I would slowly increase the pace. And then,
so how were you able to judge
it was so
if
hard.
You think they could hold it? Because like, it's one thing to know for yourself, but were you listening to their breathing though quite a bit?
I was listening to their breathing. Jamie would give me his heart rate relative. We had talked a lot about his heart rate, so I used that a little bit. But I basically thought, I'm just going to keep pushing. So what I was doing, the micro adjustments from my Chicago race. I was like, worst case, I'm going to go 5 seconds faster here. And if it's too much, Jamie, just tell me. We'll slow it down. Like, we'll pull it back. So if you just do 5 seconds, you can, like, that's doable, right? I mean, it's easier said than done. But I was determined to hit the pace that I was talking about every mile.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's what
I did something similar in my race where I was like, at some point, I decided to go like 650s, but then at some point it got hard and I decided to go back to 7s, you know?
Yeah. And then at mile 10, he was like, this is getting hard. I'm not sure if I can, it's getting harder. Cause he stopped saying, I feel great. Cause I kept pushing.
That's the bear down. That's the bear down section.
But I was like 3 miles, Jamie, 3 miles and a bit. And then we lost Ben. Ben. And
so were you concerned about Ben at that point?
I was, because I was like, man, I hope he doesn't blow up. And like, if he
because it's easy to blow up. It's easy to blow up. Like,
so easy. And he was pushing hard. And I like back in my mind, I was like, my God, how terrible would I feel if I blew this guy up? Because,
but I mean, so mile 10, you're what relative to the 2 hour pace at that point?
We're way ahead. 2 hour pace is in the bag for Ben, for James.
But in terms of minutes, let's say,
I think we were about 2.5 minutes ahead.
Yeah, so people have blown up worse than that.
For sure. I was worried about Ben, for sure.
Yeah,
I was like, oh my God, if he starts walking, like, it's over, right?
Yeah.
Because you don't know, like, when someone starts walking, he's never done a half marathon. So, like, how do I know? But for some reason, I just had a vibe with Jamie. So I told Ben, I said, Ben, like, you do what you got to do. You could slow down if you need to. I'm going to keep pacing Jamie, and I think I'm going to get him to a PB here. But, like, do what you need to do if you need to slow down. So then we lost him for a bit, because then we ran an 8:20. Like, I started pushing.
Oh my God. That's
then
crazy.
mile 11 was an 8:10. So now we're a minute.
Those were the hardest miles. Those were the 2 hardest miles for me.
Poor guy. And then all of a sudden, I don't know or remember where exactly around here, but we lost Ben, and then he reappeared.
Oh, he did the old SEMO in Chicago.
I was like, wow. But then he didn't reappear for long. We lost him again because I kept pushing the pace. So Jamie was now saying, this is hard. This is hard, Rob, on mile 11. And I was like, yeah, but we only have like 2 miles. It's fine.
Race is done. Yeah.
Race is done. But then mile 12, 7:43. So this is now a minute and a half faster than what he's doing.
So what would so to me, okay, that sounds crazy that you actually sped up when you said he couldn't go anymore.
This is the splits. It's crazy.
Yeah, but what in your head made you think to go?
Here's what I was thinking. I was thinking, yeah, it's hard. Yeah, he's breathing, but I'm just going to slowly go a little bit faster and force him to stay with me. And if I see that he can't follow me, right? If he's hanging back on the shoulder,
that was your test.
I'll just slow down.
If his reaction to your speed increase, that's pretty genius, actually.
So I just followed his shoulder. Like, if he could stay on my shoulder, then we're fine.
So at some point you realized, like, he's kind of the reaction wasn't there, and
I kept pushing. And then the last stretch, he said, Rob, he wasn't talking. He just wasn't saying anything. And the guy was in pure pain cave.
I feel like I could have pushed harder now. Anyways, keep going.
And he goes, I hear him go, like, are we going to get the PB kind of thing? Like, he's just lost. He's the poor, like, and I said, Jamie, we have a chance at sub 154. Because he had no clue where we were. I'm like, if you push hard on this last mile, 153, you know how much faster 153 is than 156 or 150? Like, 153.59 is within reach. We needed like a really fast last mile. He said,
so you did like a 5-minute negative on a half marathon? Wow.
5-minute negative, yeah. And wait, I'm not done. The last mile, he stayed on my shoulder. And then we're passing everyone. We're just passing everyone.
I guess. Yeah.
We are like weaving through people because people are walking. This was so fun. And all I kept saying to Jamie, I didn't know what to tell him because I know he's suffering. I know he's in pain, pure pain. I just kept saying, we are passing everyone. That's all I kept saying. We're passing everyone, Jamie. We're passing everyone. We're flying by everyone. Anyways, the last mile, there was about 0.7 miles left. So about a kilometer, we'll say. He says, he just like puffs out a breath. He says, can't do this. He's just like, I can't do this. To let me know that he couldn't do this. Like, this was his way of saying slow down, I think.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, okay, dude, he's done it. Now I'm busting at the last Charlie, the last half kilometer was 4-minute kilometers.
Wow.
Crazy sprint. So I said, Jamie, I'll slow down for a bit, but like finish line is right there. We're going.
Yeah.
And he was just like, and I was like, we're done. Like, we're done. I kept saying, we're done. It's right there. We're done. Just keep pushing. And he turned into a sprint. He's the one who did the 4-minute kilometer, the last. So he sprinted the last, and I had a hard time following him at the end. Yeah. He had to cross the crazy, like the dizzy eyes, the glaring. And it's like, hey, take a breath. And it was like, I felt euphoric. I felt like, holy shit. I stopped my watch, 1:53:20.
Wow.
1:53:20. He ran a 5-minute negative on a half for a guy who had done one race before. I'm so proud of him. In case it's not clear in this, I had so much fun. And then we look behind, and who do we see? Ben.
Yeah.
He was right there. Did a 1:55, personal best by many, many, many minutes. Both those guys. So that was like the highlight. It was so fun. It was so awesome. And just to hear them talk after, and they were like, thank you so much. I could have never done. There's zero chance I would have known how fast to go and how much to push. And thank you so much. And so it was very special for me. It was awesome. That's my race recap. And then we saw, I missed Michelle. I thought I would catch my wife. I missed her. And then we saw my parents and then a million other people at the WFPS. So it was, Marty did a personal best by quite a bit, 148. Phil, Aku, 129. The guy is getting
Phil was like, hey, Charlie, you thought I couldn't do this, but I did it.
He just wanted to prove it to you.
Yeah, no, I knew he could do it. Come on.
You were doing the oldest move in the book move. So Phil did a PB by 30 minutes or something, like 20 minutes. Shout out to Phil. Anyways, Gord Mitchell did a PB from our run club. Jacques Auger. Anyways, everyone in Manitoba was at that race. So I can't shout everyone out, but I know J-Lo on the 10K, my wife, my parents. Anyways, it was just the funnest, coolest. I was on a high from those guys. I feel like I had a personal best. That's how I felt.
Yeah. So I did a bit of stats from the 2023 to, we said running's hot.
Yeah.
The 215% increase in runners in 2 years.
At the WFPS or at all races?
The WFPS, yeah.
But they sold out. They sold out months ago. Like they would have had way more.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, like it's still like 215% increase. It's crazy.
Yeah, this race is big.
Yeah,
for Manitoba.
And the amount of sub 130, so 124 people went sub 130.
What was it like 4 years ago? What's that? Short course. What was it at the last one?
54 in 2023 to 124.
That's 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So, is it that running is hot, or is it that like a lot of people are getting faster at the front end of the curve?
No, I think I kind of did it. Distribution's about the same.
Distribution same. It's just more runners.
It's similar, very similar. If anything, there's more kind of at the back of the curve.
Did
like
you
the 230 to 3?
Did you read that Medium article that Todd sent?
I couldn't because I guess I don't have an account.
I don't either, but he sent me all the screenshots. Maybe I should send them to you. But great article. The guy shouts out Todd Friesen in the article. But basically, way more qualifiers at Chicago than in past years. This year at Boston, way more.
Doesn't surprise me. It was pretty perfect conditions.
Yeah, he attributes it to a couple other factors too. But
shoes.
Yeah, he also, I think that they lowered the qualifying time for the elite at Chicago. I think. So to qualify to run Chicago, it's faster now.
So more people are specifically going there with the intent of qualifying.
Well, those 5,000 spots or whatever they give are all automatically BQ qualifiers, right? Pretty much.
Well, I was one of them, and I was not close.
Well, yeah. Okay. Good point.
Yeah.
Just a fun day. So fun. And I told you this yesterday at dinner. I said I had more fun today than running Chicago. Chicago was like a shift at the office. It was like I was working. It was tough. It was painful. I had to be so focused, disciplined, so many things going on. This was like a fun run. The last 3 miles were just unreal. So fun. I can't believe the pace this guy was running at the end. was awesome.
So you probably had a bit more in the tank, I'm guessing. But I mean, really though, when you're doing your first or one of your first, it's always better to go slower. Like imagine had he done it I think his time would have been way slower had he just tried to hit that pace from the start.
Oh,
Had he tried to do even splits, I bet you he would have been slower. Is my guess.
Yeah, I agree. So I think that we made up the time, Charlie. You think we left minutes out there?
Well, if he's running 4-minute kilometers at the end,
but that was a
man.
sprint, right?
Yeah. No, I mean, but he's got some. He's got
some top speed. He's got some top speed.
I think he's got some potential to go faster. In now that he's like learned a bit on how to run it, right? So
yeah, and just the fact that he kept telling me like the fact that we got the first half.
They were like 3 miles.
Free miles.
Yeah. That's what I used to call it. Like they should be kind of free, right?
Yeah, but like he battled. Oh my God, he battled hard. And then those guys were dead, both of them. Oh, I'm so happy for them. These are running buddies, but they're not like my best friends. But that day was like something that I bonded with them over. Like it was just awesome. Anything else you want to add, Charlie? On WFPS? We're approaching an hour here.
So, well, the one thing is like, I guess I talked about my dissonance about running Chicago and like how I thought I'd run a perfect race in Chicago, but then I do that much faster here. So yeah, that's been I'm like, how? I think I still ran a perfect race in Chicago. So something happened in a week where I improved without training. And so anyway, so it's weird. It feels really good to be improving without training.
But what did you tell me yesterday? You told me Chicago was like a train, like.
Oh, so yeah. So I felt like had I run another marathon, like maybe on Tuesday, I probably could have done it in 3:20 or something. Like maybe not 3:20, but I could have done it faster. Like it almost felt like, although Chicago, I went all out. Like I didn't feel like I had like I needed a recovery from it, So I'm not sure why that was. And then doing a 1:30, I was happy with, but at the same time, I was like, oh, okay, I still got a long way to go to be where I was at. So, yeah.
I think the dissonance is probably. I mean, I think I understand why you're thinking about it, but it's just that recovery, right? It's just recovery.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah.
Like I can't tell you how quickly I went. Well, you heard me on the podcast a month ago say sub 3 is not possible. I haven't been running and it's not going to happen. A week later, I went, I think I could do 2:58. Like it happened that quick, like 2 weeks later. Like it just, all of a sudden I'm running and I felt so good.
Like I kind of feel like if I ran a marathon this weekend, I could do the 3:10. And I'm looking forward to that long run so much.
What do you have?
Weekend. So
what do you have this weekend? I have not even looked at my calendar. What do you have this weekend?
I have a 14 miler with a 3 mile fast finish, but I feel like it's not enough. Anyways.
Yeah. I think you should aim for 3 at the marathon project.
I'll take it one workout at a time, but yeah, I am thinking that might be, if things go well, might be, you never know. Like I'm kind of locked in right now in terms of training and
once you get
and sleeping and all that. So
I just think you're going to explode. Like that time, that halftime is, I just think once you're fully locked in and all you're doing is marathon, you're going to explode, I think.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah.
That's what I think.
So what about you? You've got December, you're not going to try to PR it. So how does that affect like your training plan and things like that?
Well, I am next week during the week. One of the days I'm going to go and I'm going to run my 100K sobriety.
Oh yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah.
So
a weekday, you're going to do a weekday 100K?
Well, I can't do it on the weekend. There's just so much stuff going on with the kids. And so I'm going to move some meetings and I'm just going to go to Marchand the night before, get up early, jog to the city, and just do it by myself. And I'll have my vest. I got a running vest, and I'll just do scratch and whatever. I'll figure it out.
Just put really dense scratch and
Add water to it. Yeah. And how does that, what was your question? How does that? I don't remember your question.
Well, yeah. So I guess you're not really starting a marathon build until, I'm guessing, till December, probably, right? Because your marathon's in March.
My marathon's in March, early
Yeah.
March.
So how are you going to handle that?
I don't know what I'm going to do. Because even yesterday, I was just like, why am I running? You and I are different a little bit. So I want to run 4 hours this weekend on Sunday. I'd love to do that. Just a nice long.
You want to do the long run with me?
I'm in LA for my PhD grad.
Oh, okay.
Which, hey, whoa, we forgot to talk about the Jays.
Oh my God, the Jays! Wow.
Can we do it now?
What a game! Yeah,
nobody believed it. Oh my God, how did we win?
So half the guys on that team though, like, it weren't even. From what I understand, I didn't follow all year, but they weren't even on the roster at the beginning of the year, like all the key guys, right? Like that Bassett, Savage.
Well, Bassett was a big offseason acquisition there.
Offseason, okay, but they had two guys in the bullpen. They said that weren't on the roster at the beginning.
They traded for Varland.
Yeah, Varland, man, that guy has been coming in clutch.
Well, he's their first guy out of the pen.
Yeah.
And then Sir Anthony Dominguez was a call-up, I believe. And then the closer's been the closer. He pooped the bed a few times this year, but he was lights out yesterday. But Bassett's a starter that they put in the pen.
Yeah, he was good last night. And then Gosman was kind of struggling.
Whatever. Hey, he got through the inning. That's all we wanted.
He got through it. Yeah.
And Varland got
a little lucky the Jays on the two singles, but that's part of it, I guess.
Dude, baseball, man. Baseball. Some balls get through.
Put it in play.
Some balls don't. Whatever.
Dribblers through the infield.
Oh, I was so. Everyone else in my group chat. I'm in a large Jays group chat. Everyone was kind of like, "Wow, we had a good year. And I was just like, "What are you guys talking about? Like, one guy on base, anyone can hit a dinger. Anyone on this roster can hit a dinger. Our roster's so deep." I was not worried for some reason. And I just, they're gonna get runs. They're gonna get runs.
I still had some hope, especially so in the 7th inning, when they got the two dribblers in the infield hits.
Yeah.
Or was it a walk and a dribbler? I don't know. Anyways,
might have been an HBP.
Oh, maybe. So the second one was a dribbler, like. So then they had two guys on, and then the perfect bunt. Like, I know you're not supposed to bunt, like, but man, that was a perfect bunt. It didn't matter in the end, but
yeah, because dinger right after. But
like, then I had hope. I was like, oh man, perfect bunt. All I need is a single, and it's tied, basically, right?
And we got Springer coming up, and then Vladdy's coming up. Like, let's go.
Yeah.
Springer, man, that guy had a negative WAR last year. He was worth He didn't hit 200. I don't think they were going to release him. And all of a sudden, he had an all-star year this year. Found the fountain of youth. Man, I love the guy. Ernie Clement, career minor leaguer, probably my favorite. My favorite.
Isn't Lucas the career minor leaguer?
Also a minor leaguer, but Ernie Clement, like, it was.
Yeah, but they got guys contributing that, like, it's ridiculous. Like half their team that is contributing. Anyways, I'm a little worried because Ohtani, did you hear?
Well, they're going to get killed. Yeah, they're going to get killed. The guy had the greatest game in the history of baseball.
Yeah, 6 innings, 10 Ks.
10 Ks. And 3 dingers.
3 home runs and batting. Oh, my God.
Yeah, it's crazy. I'm going to LA this weekend. Yeah. And if Seattle had won, games 1 and 2 would have been this weekend in LA. And I would have caught game 1 and 2 of the World Series. Yeah. But now it's in Toronto.
So like, I'm stay an extra few days. I guess.
Well, I don't know how I'm going to do this, but
it starts Friday, doesn't it? So Friday,
Saturday, but then
Monday. You just have to stay 1 extra day.
Well, I can't fly till Tuesday. Anyways, we'll figure that out. But they are fun to watch. The bullpen is somewhat locked in. They have starting pitching now. There's a chance, Charlie. 7 games. Like, there's a chance.
There's a chance. Yeah. No, of course.
We could win a World Series here.
I'd say there's a good chance. Like, you got to play the game, right? Like Ohtani, I mean, he's pretty good, but it's just one player.
Yeah, but they got their rosters. They don't have any Ernie Clements on their roster. I can guarantee you that. Man, Kiner Falefa,
Well, Ernie Clement's pretty good. What are you talking about?
$800,000 deal. Kiner Falefa there, the second baseman that is playing instead of Bo Bichette, was picked up off waivers off the Pittsburgh Pirates at the All-Star
He's
break.
getting quality minutes.
They waived him. Nobody wanted him in the entire league. The Jays were one of the last to claim him, and the Jays got him off waivers.
Yeah.
And here he is, bad game 7. He's playing, starting. And
he walked or something, didn't he?
I think he got that cheap hit. I think he got one of the.
This scrubbler.
Yeah. So I love the Jays right now. I'm all in on these Jays. Sorry if you don't like this Jays talk, but they're in the World Series, and the Jets are 5-1. No big deal.
And the Montreal Canadiens.
The Montreal Canadiens, they might be a year ahead of their projected rebuild. This might be their year.
I don't know what's their record.
Well, they were saying that they're going to be good in 2 years or 3 years because of all these kids that are coming up. I don't know what their record is, but they look good.
Yeah. Anyways, we're not.
We didn't even go
here to talk about. We're here to talk about running, Rob.
I know. But they're 5-2, Charlie, and we could have gone see them in Chicago, and we chose not to. But that's okay.
Yeah,
that's okay. All right. Exciting episode. Who would have thought WFPS, just like a half marathon that we both signed up for on a whim, ended up being so fun. You chasing Air 130, just about getting it, and me chasing a random number for Jamie and Ben. Congrats, boys. Anything else you want to add?
Yeah, let's go. Can't wait for this marathon.
Can't wait for this marathon project for you, Charlie. Can't wait for the run. And that means, obviously, training. It's going to be more miles.
More miles. Yeah, not so much pace. A little bit of pace. Every once in a while, there's going to be some pace.
Okay. See you guys.
Yeah.